It is my pleasure to welcome you to the inauguration of the exhibition Hybrid Horizons, which is being held as part of the 28th Conference for Computer-Aided Architectural Design Research in Asia, CAADRIA. This is the 28th conference, and as part of the conference, this exhibition is being held at the Lilavati Labhai Library. May I invite Professor Anjali Yagnik, Dean of Faculty of Architecture, to deliver the welcome note.
Thank you, Chirayu. So good evening and welcome to the CAADRIA 2023 exhibition. The Faculty of Architecture at CEPT University is delighted to be hosting this exhibition and conference. All credit for this goes to Professor Urvi Sheth for spearheading this initiative, from inviting CAADRIA to CEPT, to organizing this exhibition and the upcoming conference, apart from the associated PhD workshop, which took place in December. I think Meghal also had some role to play in that, yeah. So Urvi and her team are well advanced in their knowledge and understanding of the role of digital technology in contemporary architecture. But of course, given the socio-economic context of the construction industry in India and South Asia, we have chosen to soften the theme of CAADRIA 2023 to that of human-centric technology. So all the papers and everything that are presented will have reference to this. As we all know, we are already in a dilemma about ChatGPT and the role and relevance of writers in the very near future. Much thanks also to the exhibition team, as well as to those who have generously shared their work on the ground in this area of digital architecture, and are exhibiting this to show us the possibilities of this new frontier. So for an architect from my generation in the mid-70s, who didn't even have personal calculators and used slide rules and log books and so on, this is a beam me up Scotty kind of moment. Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise in the Star Trek TV series, which was broadcast in the late 60s, so more than 50 years ago, would be dematerialized in a teleporter and transported to and from his spacecraft. Closer to home in place and time, it's also a bit like how the CEO of Cisco in San Jose, California, appeared on stage as a hologram at the Cisco conference in Bangalore more than a decade ago. So I hope, like me, you are excited about what we can see and learn from this exhibition and conference. I would now like to welcome the President, Dr. Bimal Patel, to address this gathering and inaugurate this exhibition. Thank you.
It's a great delight to be asked to inaugurate this exhibition. Urvi, congratulations to you and your team for making all the effort to get CAADRIA here, as Anjali said, organize the conference, organize this exhibition. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. The use of digital technologies in design is inevitable, and as we go forward, more and more of the design work is going to be done using technologies that are available. I have a sort of a broader view to it, that there's many ways in which computers are going to change the way we design, the way we communicate our designs, the way we present our designs to clients, the way that clients think of architects, how they are going to. So to me, all of these things, like Anjali said, I'm not as old as her, but almost as old as her, and it has been, it's a process of continual evolution for us here. And before we've adapted ourselves to one thing, the next thing seems to be there. And I have people in my office who were first drawing by hand, and then everybody had to learn how to draw using computers. And now, with the new way of drawing, with software like ArchiCAD, you are not drawing two-dimensional drawings, you're drawing straight away three-dimensional drawings, and they have to learn that again. So you have one revolution, you have two sort of shifts in a single lifetime. So but that's inevitable, that's going to happen. We are going to soon be taking people out on virtual tours in their buildings. We are already modeling buildings in very, very clear ways. The use of technologies to actually, enhance the way in which we design. Some of it I don't understand too well myself, but I'm glad that there's somebody looking at it at CEPT, because it's really important. And it's important for CEPT to remain at the forefront in doing this. So congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to see the exhibition. I'd like to just end by saying one thing that is of a more general nature. I saw the sort of note at the beginning of your catalog, and something you have done here. It's an exhibition of practices, right? And this is something I feel which is very, very important at CEPT. Something that CEPT has continuously emphasized. Unlike many colleges that become dominated by a sort of an academic approach to architecture or to design, CEPT has always been melding the two things, an academic approach, and there are lots of people who are coming in who have absolute, 1 foot, sometimes 1.5 foot in practice, and only half here. I think that this is really important, and this is something important for us as a profession to remember. The profession advances when we find practical solutions to problems. The profession does not advance because we find through academic speculation. Academic speculations are important, but even more important, I'd say really more important, is that we actually go out there, tackle real challenges, and solve real challenges. That's the only way practice advances. You cannot settle many issues in debate. You cannot settle them in a discussion in the academy. They are settled in practice outside. Things that work will move on. Things that don't work will fall by the wayside. When I'm saying this, it makes me think of the great Charles Correa, who in one conference one day, we were talking, and he was arguing with somebody, I think, or talking with Mahendra Raj, and he says, Bimal, I was just telling Mahendra, it is, we are like doctors, we are like engineers, we are like lawyers. We have to have practical solutions to problems. We can't just keep analyzing things. We can't just keep giving speculative proposals. We have to actually solve problems. Unless we do that, the profession cannot advance. And that absolutely is it. So you have an exhibition here of practices. You said that and I think that's very important. Where are these technologies being used? How are they being used? What new possibilities are they opening up? What constraints of the technology they are revealing? And that's hopefully what gets reflected in an exhibition of practice. So we must do even more of this, keep drawing in practices to show their work and be the platform where practices come together to learn from one another. So, and CEPT has done that remarkably well for decades now. And so that's really important. So with that, let me just stop. Thank you very much for setting this up. All yours.
Thank you, Bimal. Perhaps you might have added that the conference is also very timely because this year we are starting the new program at FD in computational design and fabrication. One half of that is all computational design. So it's also very timely that CAADRIA is coming to CEPT. May I now request Urvi Sheth to deliver the vote of thanks, after which we will open the exhibition.
Hi everyone. Thank you for coming here and being part of this inauguration. Before I can really spell out everybody's name who tirelessly and endlessly helped me doing this entire adventure, I would just want to say a few things about the exhibition, because the curatorial team with me, Rishav, Subin and Alagappan sitting here, they wanted me to read out the whole thing. But I think I would spare you from reading out the whole. The gist of it is that there are 18 practices shown here. What we have done here is we have shown the level where building starts. We have tried to show this, as Bimal Bhai said, that practices are important because for last decade I have been active and sometimes hyperactive in this, going to all the conferences, meeting people, coming back to CEP, trying to do it academically or in practice. Every time I was questioned, India mein kya ho raha hai? What's there in India? What's not there in India? And then that was the drive that really pushed me to bring the whole conference here. And then to segregate the exhibition, because CAADRIA typically is for entire Asia Pacific region. And we could have shown practices from the entire region. But we chose to show practices only from India, just to highlight and showcase what's happening in India to the world. The conference rotates every year in different locations, so we just took liberty that next time when it goes to another location, they'll showcase what's happening in their country. We try to show our context, our culture, and what's happening and possible in our country at a moment. Secondly, what we screened is we chose the firms which exist in this domain as core practices for more than a decade. Roughly at least 8 years or more practices. Not only rendering and showing speculative design, as he said just now, but also realized built projects. This is also important for all the students to get confidence in this domain that, okay, I mean, we want to start a program, we want to talk about it, we want to practice, but when you graduate, what do you do? Where do you find jobs, or where do you look at the career path if you want to start individually? So this is also to give confidence to all the young practitioners and students that this is where you can move ahead, and this is how. There are practices which will show diverse paths. And the exhibition here shows only one panel, one project of the office, which is just a highlight. And we have sort of printed a small catalog which gives the website of each office, so one can go in detail and find out how they work, what they work, small, big practices. There are all kinds. We were forced to eliminate the smaller scales than architecture building scale, because CAADRIA stands for Computer Aided Architecture Design Research. So interior design, art installation, smaller furniture scales, all that we had to sort of put for the next exhibition. Maybe we can think about it and we can exhibit them later on. One more thing, CAADRIA typically also invites posters and prototypes. That's what we did from the academics. Those who are not selected, or those who are not being part of pure research, which will be presented in the conference over 3 days from 21st to 23rd. So that's also one way of encouraging students and researchers to slowly prepare themselves for research, poster making, presentations, writing, and so on. So we had invited on an open call the academics to showcase this. So we have 8 students project. We have also tried to pull out what has been done at CEPT through thesis from undergrad and postgrad students. So we have the whole list of thesis students in the exhibition, but we have printed out, I think, around 10 to have a detailed overview of it. So this is what you are expecting when the door opens. With this, I think I thank, of course, one and all for the exhibition, the curatorial team, for the entire graphics, I think Charuta, for the website, Netlink, and specifically the UI and other graphical things that Chandni Chabra has contributed. Workshop team to put the show as usual under the leadership of Kaulav Bhagat and the whole workshop team, Junaid, working day and night. Jay Thakkar, the head of exhibition, always supporting. And thank you, everybody. The agenda for next days, we have online workshops, 4 of them. We have one offline workshop, which is in our workshop, which is about printing clay, also from our own alum, Likinia, and teaching assistant, Neil. So we are also trying to support as much as we have those who are in our team. For the workshops, Jeanal, thank you so much for all the support and coordination you did. And then for the conference, I think the agenda is all on the website and known to everybody. It's too long. I think you will have to look for yourself which session you want to attend. I would just highlight that the keynote speakers, Martha Sikari from Fosters and Partner, day 1, 9 o'clock in the morning, so please don't get late. Keynote speaker 2, Sigrid Brelkokan, head of robotics in architecture and construction. Day 2, 9 o'clock again. So that's where we start, and then you end the day by 6. After the closing ceremony, we have Neil Leach, who is going to talk about AI and machine learning. He is pioneer. I believe a lot of you would know. He is also questioning the role of architects in the coming time. With machine learning, AI, where will we stand? So please come, one and all. It's open for all the CEPT community. Thank you so much.
May I now invite Dr. Bimal Patel, Anjali Yagnik, and Urvi Sheth to come forward and formally open the exhibition.